I'm sorry, everyone. I must apologize. I don't want to spread fear and panic, but they are preparing for something big, and we all need to prep now. Have you heard of food miles? Okay, neither have I. Not until just recently. If you haven't, stick around because you're not going to want to miss what new research has revealed about this new possible threat to our food supply, which could potentially lead to more food shortages around the country at your local grocery stores like Publix, Costco, Walmart, Sam's Club, wherever you shop. And I received some very shocking intel last night. A very good friend of mine shared an email she received that is proof we are going to see some major changes hitting very, very soon. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to all you smart and intelligent people. Continue to prepare for all that we have piling up against us. I know money and finance is a little bit of a touchy subject, but I know you can all relate when I say it hurts every time I have to fill up my gas tank and see the pump shut off at $100. Who would have ever thought that $100 limit on gas would actually be necessary? And it hurts every time we go shopping, primarily grocery shopping, and see just how expensive it is to feed our family. And on top of that, we are seeing inflation and increases in utility costs for electricity, water, and additional service charges, surcharges, and fees tacked on to everything. Take a look at your receipts. Businesses are adding 1, 2, 3% here and there for the most random new fees and taxes without any warning or explanation. You saw this at Destin Commons.
Yeah, go shopping and then you go out to eat, and when you get your bill, there's an extra 2.5% or 3% added on for arts and entertainment. Well, that's not told to you before you order anything, before you sit down. Even if you were to go buy a shirt somewhere, you're not told that there's an extra 3% on top of what you're paying and tax just to buy that one thing.
But this is why we're here, to share this information with our community, stay informed, become better educated so we can plan and prepare to survive this crazy world we live in. Things will get better. They have to. Thank you all for your support. My channel is closing in on 15,000 subscribers, which is crazy. It's incredible. Thank you guys so much. Also, Preparing for Survival. I don't know how many subs he's got, but you all are amazing. Fantastic. Can't believe it. And the beauty of it is the more that we grow, the more that we can tell that we are getting out to the people and spreading the information that they need to survive. And, YouTube's sharing it too, which is great, because there's a lot of channels that YouTube is kind of suppressing for the information that they're sharing, which is very helpful to some. Those who can understand it and get past the BS that we see in the comments from here and there. Small percentage, those
Very
people.
small percentage.
But very, very excited. Thank you guys so much. Big shout out to all the other preppers out there spreading the message too, on multiple platforms. Rumble, and is one that I know of that I've been asked about if I'm going to be on. I have to look into that. And I'm sure that they're on TikTok. I'm sure they're on other platforms too. So big shout out to the other preppers spreading the message. Not a big shout out to those lying.
Yeah.
She shared with me a video the other day of some woman who posted a video about Walmart throwing food away. And it was a complete lie. Walmart was not throwing food away. And the image was just, it looked like they were like remodeling a section of the store.
We've gone through it. You guys, if you've been on my channel, I'm the one who goes out shopping, and I go out and check prices, and I go out and look at all the shelves to make sure that things are how they're supposed to be. And I go very, very often, and I have seen the restructuring of Walmarts in Georgia and Florida and South Carolina.
Walmart has even admitted that they're changing the design of their stores.
Yeah.
I think the headquarters, like the main store in Arkansas or something like that, is going to be the first, or is the first of its kind for this new design, because they're trying to change how they market the food versus the clothing and other things like that.
I will say, unless you can physically see just gobs of food being tossed into a dumpster, don't panic and get super scared. Yes, there's the possibility, like in Ohio, where they shut off the power for who knows how long to numerous parts of the grid, there is the possibility that in those areas, food did need to be thrown away because, it went bad. But a lot of these stores, larger stores, grocery stores, will have generators, so the odds that anything was getting thrown out,
But the
very,
worst
very
part
small.
about it was a blatant lie that this person was trying to use the leverage of what we are actually trying to do, which is help and prepare people for just views, just clout, just subs, just likes, who knows what, I don't know. A lot of the things that, some of the negativity in the comments are saying that we're doing, but I don't agree with that. And like I said, it's a small
Yeah.
percentage that we see in the comments, but I do not agree with those who are abusing what's going on just for their own personal gain and benefit. I don't agree with that. Again, shout out to the real preppers out there who are doing uh, great work to share this information at great risk. You know that there's a risk for doing this, and helping people wake up and get their prep started now before it's too late.
And I want to say, not even just preppers, but you have to think there are people out there who may not be going out and prepping food wise and doing that, but they want to have their mind open to the things that are going on in our country and in the world, which is still a form of prepping, but some people don't consider themselves preppers. They just consider themselves wanting to stay up to date with what's actually going on and wanting to be informed of what's going on.
If we weren't in this particular situation, let's just say there was a, let's just say 15 years ago, there was a huge push for first-time home buyers, and there was a lot of information being shared on multiple platforms about getting ready to buy your first house. Well, guess what? That's prepping. That is
Yeah.
preparing. It is not about stocking up, stockpiling food and water and beans and flour and rice and things like that. It is about preparing yourself mentally and financially for a big stage of your life. Prepping is more than just one thing. It is prepping is a shorter term for preparing, and we all prepare for many different things at many different times and different stages of our lives, simultaneously preparing for SHTF, which SHTF, if you don't know, is shit hits the fan, shit hitting the fan, or preparing for a relocation, preparing for a new job, preparing to go to college, preparing for a new kid.
This is why mine is called preparing for survival, not just preparing for food, preparing for whatever. Because survival, it encompasses everything.
So, and like a channel like Economic Prepper, he is preparing, I think, for a lot of different things, but he's doing a lot of preparing for the financial side and going on a basic 101 entry level of stocks and finance and investing and cryptocurrency, things that are going to be very important as we continuously see inflation. Like, that is not stopping anytime soon. Additionally, I want to especially thank and mention Patrick Humphrey for all the great work that he does. Huge inspiration. Riverside Homestead Life for spreading so much knowledge and teaching folks some great skills to have. I've watched several of his videos on just like the most interesting things that he's doing, especially in his kitchen when he's showing you how to do certain things that I find very valuable. I didn't know, and I'm looking to him for some skills and advice there. And the Economic Ninja, similar to the Economic Prepper, breaking down the financial market data for everyone to understand, not just a high level, shorts and options and calls and signals and the graphs and all that. Like, they're breaking it down on an entry 101 level. Like, check them out. Go get you a M1 Finance account. Go get you a Robinhood account, and they're showing you how to do these things on a very, very easy, simple entry level that anybody can do. But I hope you guys are all prepared for the corrections that are coming, and that's why I touch on the financial side, because I'm not going to say it's a reset. The reset is a little different. We are in the middle of a reset, but the corrections coming in the market are going to open up opportunities for some people to really get in on some low cost investments that can really change your life in a relatively short amount of time from the returns you're going to get on these investments. Now, people may think that we're silly for what we discuss and how we prepare, But when the market shifts, we're going to be in the best positions to see great wealth from our preparedness. So don't forget that. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you want to share my videos, you can click on the share button easily to share on social media, or just search my name, Kevin, which I think is actually popping up more now. If you just search Kevin, all caps, I think might help in the search, Kevin, or look up Kevin SHTF, Kevin Prep, Kevin Prepper, Kevin Prepping. They probably all work.
You could probably also look up Preparing for Survival's Husband. That might come up too.
Yeah, keeping up with the Kevin. I don't know if that one's
I've
populating
been
yet.
trying to type that in there to see if you'll come up for it because I still think it's hilarious.
But let's go ahead and get to today's update. Reduced benefits through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program (SNAP), also referred to as food stamps, coupled with inflated fuel and grocery costs, are resulting in many more people seeking help from local food banks. Local food banks are expecting to see huge spikes in the demand for food at local food pantries, and they are not sure how they are going to manage. There are fears of people going hungry and facing starvation. SNAP benefits were supported by the federal government during the pandemic, but for many, these benefits have been drastically reduced while the country attempts to build back better. Somebody in the comments the other day said, the only way to build something back is to tear it down.
Well, it kind of feels like we're in the middle of that
Yeah,
part. So
you're doing a great job
Yeah,
there, Joe. Food banks saw a 42% increase in demand in April, a 60% increase in May, and June is on pace to reach a 75% increase when compared to last year. What is most shocking is that the large increase in demand is coming from many first-time users. The economy, Russia-Ukraine war, gas, diesel prices, inflation, and companies cutting back on their employees is taking a huge toll on hunger and families' ability to afford to buy groceries and put food on the table. Many food shortages are occurring at home with empty refrigerators and empty pantries. The increased volume that food banks are currently seeing today are what they would typically, is what they would, hang on, somebody's trying to call me. I have to take that later. Is what they would typically see or typically expect to see in the month of November. This raises the concern for the increased level of food bank demand this fall. If they're already seeing it now, what are the numbers going to look like in December or November, December, when they expect the highest numbers? It may be difficult, very difficult, for the food banks to provide enough food and staffing support to feed those that are hungry.
can I cut
Oh,
in
yeah,
here real
for
fast
sure.
if you don't mind? So I do want to comment. Somebody commented on one of my videos one day, why do you keep going to these stores and showing us these prices? Just tell people to go to the food bank. Well, if I just said, hey, everybody that's, looking for food, just go to the food bank, the people who can actually afford food are then taking food from people who can't afford food. So I would not say just go to the food bank. I still say if you have the ability to go out there and, buy lower price things while you can, please do that, because you do want to ensure that the people who legitimately cannot afford it have a place to go to get it. Now, if you also have the means and ability to help, I would say donate to your local food bank. And it doesn't have to be food or money. Donate time. If they need help with, volunteers or something like that, do that. It's a really good learning opportunity for kids, grandkids, things like that also.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I want to say.
Yeah, unfortunately, the younger generation takes a lot of things for granted.
Mm-hmm.
So putting them in these positions to understand more about what's going on is definitely going to help them grow. And we need it because
They are the future.
They are the future, but the way that our society is going about bringing up this generation is completely wrong. And, they're letting these children grow up online digitally without any human interaction or any ability to create social skills and really learn about the world that they need to know about and not be oblivious and blind to it.
Yeah.
The world is not just an app.
Or a TikTok challenge.
Yeah, so a local food bank mentioned that giving people food doesn't solve food insecurity. True statement. And their dollars don't stretch as far as they used to.
Nobody's does.
Yeah, I co-sign on that one. The bigger issues is addressing why people are being driven to food banks and addressing problems like inflation and wage levels. Like I said, the report showed that a lot of the increase in demand is coming from first-time users. So what's going on is taking a toll on people for like the first time. Global food miles emissions are increasing and much higher than analysts originally thought. Food miles account for nearly 20% of total food system emissions. A recent study published by Nature Food estimates the carbon footprint of the global food transport system. The study takes into account the amount of emissions created from transporting fertilizers, machinery, and animal feed, as well as from moving the food itself. Studies have shown that global food systems, due to transport, production, and land use, or changes in land use, contribute to about 30% of total human produced greenhouse emissions. And food transport emissions add up to nearly half of direct emissions from road vehicles. And the report significantly highlights that high income countries generate 46% of the world's food mile emissions, with only 12.5% or 12.5% of the world's population.
So a food shortage in timing with this push on what's the word I'm looking for here? Climate change, right? The push for climate change and food shortage at the same time, while talking about the fact that transporting food is what's contributing to bad climate, basically. Again, conspiracy in me. I don't know. It's this weird little circle that we're in here. That's all I'm saying.
It's a crazy circle. But it's 46% of the world's food mile emissions is coming from 12.5% of the world's population. That would include the U.S. as a high income. Oh shoot!
Yeah, I don't want to get stung.
She almost got stung by a wasp.
It hit me in my throat.
Driving on the interstate.
Driving on the interstate. It was so weird.
But that would include the U.S. as a high-income country, despite many Americans barely earning enough money to pay their bills and barely get by. Recent food shortages, higher fuel prices, diesel shortage warnings, oil refinery production decrease, oil refinery plant fires and closures, a strong push for green renewable energy, and the climate change, along with several other oddly coincidental events happening recently, could be a part of something big.
So it's not a conspiracy theory, it's just the obvious. Okay, just making sure.
Walks like a duck, talks like a duck. And add a baby formula shortage too. It seems like a great way to limit the population and reduce human emissions would be to start young, and also make it very scary for moms and dads to procreate, grow, or even start their families if they're already in fear of not being able to feed their babies and infants. I know you want to say something.
I do. I have plenty of things to say, because I won't.
She'll say it on her
I'll
video.
say it on mine.
She'll say it on her video. Otherwise, this video will be 6 hours long. There have even been news reports from local farmers claiming that the mysterious mass and simultaneous deaths of thousands of cattle in Kansas is normal. I don't buy it. Do you?
I mean, they didn't drop dead in every other part of Kansas or any other state.
Yeah. He says it's normal. He said high temperatures, high humidity, no shade. The amount of cattle that died was like less than 10% of what they normally send to process. He said there's like 110,000 cattle a day that get processed. So if 10,000 go down in a day, like that's not a big deal. I mean, look, I'm not saying it's not a big deal. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm not saying maybe it is normal. I'm not a cattle farmer. I don't know. But I do find it very odd and coincidental that the timing of this right now, especially knowing that farmers have insurance, and the obstacles that they're faced with in production, ultimately their income. I'm just saying, I'm not saying anything particularly. I'm just saying, look at what's going on, and you have to understand our position outside looking in. It's kind of odd. It's kind of strange.
At last summer, the hottest day last summer with high humidity, and see how many cows died then. If there was zero, and then
yeah, and then it's like, all right, so why did it only happen in Kansas?
No, not just in Kansas. Only to that one farmer.
True. Yeah.
Only to that one farmer.
Yeah. So
that one little spot.
What do you guys think? But hit me up in the comments. Let me know. thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you so much for just supporting the channel, my channel and hers, Preparing for Survival. I'll put Michelle's channel link in the description if you guys want to go check it out if you haven't subscribed already. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you for the emails and just all the information you guys are sharing. We try to take all that to build more videos and new videos to bring to you guys to address the things that matter most, especially some of these things that we're missing.
Yeah.
And we're going to actually try to cover a little bit more across the country in the next few weeks. So if there's anything you want to see or want us to look into, just comment below or email or something. Get a hold of me somehow, and just let me know. Where would you like us to go? Like, I have ideas of checking out Lake Mead because of the possible drought and water shortage there that could have a huge impact on energy production through hydroelectric power. I want to check out California and see what's really going on with these fuel prices. I also want to check out the California homelessness situation because that is a growing epidemic as well. We're going to go to South Dakota to check out the Black Hills bunker community. A lot of you guys have been asking about that. So if there's anything out there that you guys want us to look into, check into, and during this, Michelle is going to be checking stores, inventories, prices, food quality.
Yes, all of it.
And talking to some employees too to get some boots on the ground information, insider information, employee morale, just some stuff that like real information that doesn't normally hit the morning and evening news because it doesn't kind of fit with what they want to push.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Be safe. See you soon.